So anyways, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, or around 4:10 or something like that, and about on the way to work. And I stopped at the Tim Hortons coffee shop just to sit down, do some reading. I usually read for 20 to 45 minutes every morning. And, it's kind of good because it clears the mind and gets you set straight for the day. And what I want to do is speak about the meaning of the double rainbow. The reason why is there's been a lot of people that have been putting up videos about double rainbow and about how great and fantastic they are. And they all kind of feel and know that the double rainbow has some sort of meaning to it, but they just don't know what it is. They don't know how to pinpoint it. So what I want to do is share my experiences into what the meaning of the double rainbow is, and a little bit how it affected my life. And what I'll do is I'll do that outside the Tim Hortons, where it's a little bit more quiet. So I'll see you in a second. So anyways, just almost ready to go to work, and it's a little bit more quiet and peaceful here. I'm in the parking lot. And let's get on to the double rainbow. What happened was, it was about 30-something years ago. I was in my kind of hippie days, but not really hippie, drugs. Hippie, more of a spiritual search. And I'd given up everything. The only thing I owned was a tent and a sleeping bag and a few little things I could carry on my back. And at that time, I arrived in a place called Jasper, Alberta. It's in the mountains. And I was going to stay there that night and camp out, but it started to rain. And, if it's raining out, I don't like to set up the tent in the rain. If you already have the tent set up, then you don't mind it raining. So I thought to myself, well, I'm just going to indulge myself and take a train out of Jasper that night and go to Vancouver. But anyways, while it was raining, this beautiful, magnificent double rainbow formed. And it was the most beautiful double rainbow you could imagine, 10 times better than anything I've ever seen. Inside the first rainbow was pure white light, as bright as the sun. In between the first rainbow and the second rainbow was this beautiful blue color. And then outside the second rainbow was pure black night, like hell on earth, and this is during the daytime. Everybody in the whole town stopped. It was like they had just seen an angel, floating down from the heavens. That's how they were. They couldn't move. They were all staring at this double rainbow. And I knew that everything means something, especially in nature. Nature has its ways of saying things and signs. So I knew there was a meaning to this double rainbow. And of course, I didn't have a camera at the time because I'd given up everything. But inwardly, I sent a request to God. I said, God, tell me the meaning. Tell me the meaning of this double rainbow. I sent that from my heart. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, nobody can talk to God. Well, yes, everybody can talk to God. Sorry to say. You just have to send a request to God from your heart with love, and God will answer. And He always does. But He answers in His time. So I knew that at some point in the future, God would let me know what was the meaning of the double rainbow. So then later on that year, pretty close to 9 months to a year later, I would imagine, I was in Montreal working at a restaurant as a dishwasher. And every day before I started work, and every day after I finished work, I always read a special spiritual, very powerful spiritual book. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the top 3 most powerful books in the world. And because I was on my inner journey search, I would read that book over and over. And it would get deeper and deeper and more powerful and more enlightening. But in the back of the book, there was a poem. And I always avoided reading that poem because I wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of, the search for the light and the truth. And I always avoided reading that poem. So anyways, one day after work, as I stopped in the subway station and had a coffee and a croissant in Montreal, I decided, well, I'll just read this poem. I had this book for a long time, read it 100 times. I'm gonna read this poem and just see what it has to say. So this is what happened. The poem was called "The Immortal Decree of Love." So it's a powerful poem, and since that time I've found out how powerful it was, even much more than what I realized. But one verse, about 40% through the poem, stuck out. And I'll never forget what those words said, because it explained to me the meaning of the double rainbow. And this is what it said. "In the crown of your everlasting victory shines a double rainbow, the first for love's attainment, encircled by the second of all wisdom." Bang, there it was. In the crown of your everlasting victory shines a double rainbow, the first for love's attainment, encircled by the second of all wisdom. There, finally God had answered me. The meaning of the double rainbow. Somebody, somewhere along the line, had attained their final victory. Kind of like Buddha, Krishna, or Jesus, or some saintly type person that attained their final victory. Love's attainment, encircled by all wisdom. And now there's a little bit more deeper things involved that I know about concerning the double rainbow. And what I'll do is I'll make a video later on, if I get enough interest in this explanation of the double rainbow. And if enough people do show an interest, I'll make another video explaining a little bit more about the double rainbow. So anyways, thanks for listening to my little story.